Hi there, Chris here with part 2 of our painting a tanned flesh tone, or mid flesh tone. And so to continue our highlighting, we'll be using Cadian flesh tone. This highlight is going to be just layered on, and we're just looking to pick out the raised surface of the knuckles and flesh areas. And again, we'll be continuing with our our sinewy muscle technique that we're doing like on the biceps and shoulders. The really kind of large areas that offer good surface area to do this kind of painting a kind of a texture onto the model. And you will notice as we work our way around the model, the highlights are approximately about half of what we had previously done when we brought back the flesh tone with the Bugman's Glow last time. And so really it's just like the fingertips and just really kind of the top surfaces of areas, such as the biceps. We're only going to bring the lines down about halfway down, and it's really just very minimal highlights that we're going to be doing. And so as you can see here for the biceps and such, we're just bringing the lines pretty much from the middle upwards, but we're kind of concentrating together, so at the top of the muscle, just so it gives us a bit of a brighter surface up there, but also adds a bit of texture to the model. Again, you don't have to do it in this fashion. You could have just painted it as a large rounded surface, as you would any other large round surface, but I figured it'd be kind of fun to paint the little muscles in there. You'll notice as we go around the face, we're just catching just the very peaks of the eyebrows, kind of the middle of the forehead, kind of closer to the hairline. And with the nose, we're just catching the tip and a bit of the nostrils. The cheekbones is really just kind of like almost like a little small triangle on the cheekbone, and just a very thin little area on the bottom of the chin and a bit of the lip as well. It's very minimal, and we're concentrating most of our highlights forward on the face, as this will really it draws the eye in when you concentrate this on the face and put a lot of effort in. And again, we're not doing a tremendous amount of work here, as we're just working with our fine tipped brush and just giving us these fine highlights. And so, but again, spend the extra effort on these models, and you get into like Space Marines and such, where really all you have is just the face to work with for flesh tones. But again, just take your time, and we really haven't gone through too many color transitions, and so really it's because of the area's got so much detail that, like for example on Space Marines, really because the armor is so flat, and then you have this little area of texture, and the eye is immediately drawn to those areas. And again, we're just going around through the other areas of the muscles, just kind of defining the little sinew and such. And so once we're happy with how these highlights turned out, we move on to our next tone, which is Ungor Flesh, whatever an Ungor is. This will be our final highlight, and really this is going to go by quite quickly, as really there's going to be very minimal amount to put on. And really we're just looking, like for the knuckles, we're just looking to capture the tips of the knuckles, the very points of the face, and just the very tops of the muscles. And it's really very minimal amount of highlighting we're doing. And of course we're using our really thin brush because we really want to bring out the sharp lines and the high contrast on this model. As often a tanned flesh tone will have, more contrast in the flesh, as a person would have very dark tones within their flesh, and then have, when in the sunlight, appear to be quite light, and you have this quite a mixture of color to play with when you have this kind of mid-tone flesh or tanned flesh, whichever way you want to look at it, really. And so with these highlights nearing completion, we can set the model aside and work on other areas of the model. Hope you enjoyed this series. This is just part 2 of an ongoing series on flesh tones, and so stay tuned for more.